It is mentioned at the beginning of the story that the powers of heaven commenced to lessen many years ago. Seeing all of this, the demons attacked the gods, and there was a fierce battle in which many god demons died. But after a few years, the heaven regained its powers. Seeing this, the gods and demons determined to make peace here because many lives have been lost previously. Later, they passed to a cave which they known as Gold Sunset Cave. It was like a school. The masters here educate kids and instruct them so that they will grow to be God in future. Many years handed and a boy named Erling is proven in a flying boat, and his actual identify was once young giant, and he used to be a god earlier than, but he has lost all his powers due to the fact of few mistakes. Now he was just an everyday bounty hunter capacity. He captures the people who do wrong or are culprits. His servant tells him that quickly we will get quick of gas in our boat. At the identical time their cell phone rings, they get an undertaking and they have to capture a human who used to promote stolen gold in the market. His servant will become happy to see that task, and it was once the challenge of the area, the place they will attain soon. They had been stated to get 20 gold coins in order to capture that human. It was once a small amount, but they don't even have cash to have food right now, so Erling is of the same opinion for this. He takes out a small boat from his huge flying boat, then strikes by myself for that city. Reaching there, he searches for that human, and soon he discovers the human used to visit a equal street. So Erling sits in that street and that human comes there with his guard. Erling used to be standing there, so he asks him, "Do you also come here for treasure?" Erling refuses and indicates him the bounty hunter's word that you will be arrested. Seeing it, he asks his guard to attack Erling, and he used to be a demon protect who attacks Erling with his huge axe. Erling knows kung fu and he escapes from the shield because of this skill. That human escapes from there in his flying boat to see this. Erling used to be additionally chasing him, but he runs quick of gas on the way, and he feels he wouldn't seize him. But soon Erling's servants capture him and they come in their large flying ship. Erling asks, "How did you locate me?" His servant tells, "Your dog discovered your place while smelling you." Meanwhile, Erling's dog arrives that can also undertake human getup, and she likes Erling. Now the man caught through Erling asks him to leave him, and in return, he will provide them 100 cash. But Erling ignores him and put him in the heavens prison, and in return he received 20 coins. Erling wasn't dishonest with his job. After it, Erling goes to his ship and his servants tells him that there is anyone who come to meet you, and when he meets that person, she was once a beautiful girl. That woman tells her identify Wanluo and says, "I want you to capture a man due to the fact he stole a precious lamp of my sister," and she gives Erling many treasured stones in return of this venture. But Erling ignores this. Wanluo tells that my sister all of a sudden disappeared and she solely left that valuable lamp in her room, but a boy steals it and Erling asks his identify, so she tells that youthful boy is named Chengsang. Erling feels peculiar after listening to the name and feels like he has heard this title before. Wanluo tells her tackle says whilst leaving, "If you discover something about that boy, come to my vicinity to tell me." Erling's servant says when that woman was leaving that this woman is lovely and seems prosperous, then why she come to ask for help from us? We did not even completed huge tasks ever, and Erling also starts off evolved wondering listening to this. On any other side, a fuel station is proven the place the gas is crammed in all the flying boats. There was the boy Chen who brought his companions there and was once announcing that we will rob this gasoline station. Hearing this, they begin diverting the guards' interest, and one of Chen's companion takes all the cash from the cashier. Escaping from them, Chen goes to an underground area, the place a large demon was producing this gasoline with a liquid. Chen ends that demon monster with his knife and hold that liquid. Chen also releases the tiny demons, and there used to be a big fight. Chen escapes in a flying boat when none used to be attentive. On the other hand, Erling was on a teleportation port from where the humans go from one place to another. He reaches some other location with all his companions and strikes to the online casino alone. A detective of Erling used to work there who offers him all news. Accomplishing there, he asks him about Chengsang. He receives scared to hear this because absolutely everyone used to be asking about him like this. He says many other dangerous human beings are asking about him and runs from there whilst pointing them. Meanwhile, a monkey arrives with its defend who was surely a crook and used to do evil tasks. Erling locked this monkey in detention center when Erling was God, and now the monkey makes fun of him and says you have been a satisfactory god before you even tear the mountain with the assist of your third eye, but now you are simply an ordinary bounty hunter. The monkey tells each person that this man who is sitting right here was a tremendous god before, but now he is simply an ordinary bounty hunter. And they all ask where his power's gone. He tells everyone that 12 years ago his sister married a human, even being a god. That was once in opposition to heaven's rules, and after it, Erling imprisoned his sister in a mount. His sister attacked him with a magical lamp before being imprisoned, with which he lost his third eye. That's why he lost all his powers, and the monkey was once about to attack Erling through its monkey guard, because when Erling was once god he teased that monkey a lot. Meanwhile, two effective brothers arrive finding Chengsang. They work for money and any person has given them cash to discover Chengsang. They scare and make that monkey and its defend flee after it. They come to Erling and say, "We hear you had been speak me about Chengsang." He says yes, but they say, "We are additionally searching that boy, and it will be correct for you to remain away from it." Erling ignores them and leaves the casino. Moving out, he sees Chen, who was once escaping from his very own companions. His companions surround Chen. Chen's leader says, "Our companions died at that gasoline station because of you. I heard that you stole a one-of-a-kind form of liquid from there. Look, provide it to me, otherwise we will quit you." Hearing this, Chen asks, "Who informed you this?" And the monkey arrives with its demon monkey guard. It says, "Yes, I have instructed them due to the fact that monkey was once at gasoline station that day." And notice Chen stealing that liquid. Chen used to be about to battle with them while taking out his knife, but he sees Erling. He makes him preserve the magical liquid and starts ficking with his companions. His companions were about to attack Erling, but he says, "Stop. I do not even understand this boy." Even then they were attacking him and the monkey escapes being scared. It has advised them everything. Chen competes all his companions and ends his leader in the end. Erling says, "You mustn't end your leader." However, Chen says he will make my circumstance worse if I would not end him. After it, he asks for his magical liquid from him and Erling gives him that liquid. He discovers he is Chengsang. He says, "I am given a contract just to seize you suddenly." His attention diverts and Chen escaped from there. The effective brothers also come there and seeing marks on the leader's body they apprehend Chen has ended him, as there have been Chen's knife marks on his physique, and they ask Erling about it, but he says he escaped from here. "Why are you in the back of him?" "I am not grasped this." However, the effective brothers say, "Simply ask this from your master." Chen is additionally his student, and listening to this, Erling receives amaze due to the fact he would not know anything about it. The subsequent day, Erling comes to his school, the place his grasp was once, who teach the children to be God. He meets his grasp and he starts off talking to Erling. We discover that 12 years ago Erling has imprisoned another issue in the mountains along with his sister. It launched like many years in the past. Heaven has misplaced its powers and it can show up, even now, with which a conflict between demons and gods can begin again. The master talks to Erling furthermore and asks, "Is your third eye emerge is fine?" Erling says no, and the master says, "May additionally be there will be a magical strength that can make your 0.33 eye fine." Erling asks his grasp about Chen, but the master's servant tells him that Chen is his sister's son, and you have added him right here. However, Erling will become amazed due to the fact he never have considered Chen. The grasp says, "You didn't take note this due to the fact this is an incident of 12 years in the past when Chen was younger. He used to be a few months old when you delivered him here and I kept him. However, I did not recognize he will quit his senior student and will become a killer." The grasp then sends Erling with his servant to show him the useless body of that student. Reaching there, Erling sees an abnormal mark on that student's body and discovers from the servant that Chen is with a man now who was once before a god. He was once towards some rules right here. It really is why the master terminated him from the school. Moreover, he tells Chen stole this student's magical lamp whilst leaving. Erling wasn't grasped whatever due to the fact that stunning girl Wan Luo stated that lamp belonged to her sister. On any other side, the god is proven who is thrown out of the heaven. Chen comes to him and tells that he stole that liquid. He says now you have to discover out that lamp, its parts, and then you can hold it. Chen tells that god that last night I met a man named Erling, and he tells him that man is absolutely your mother's brother. He is that human who imprisoned your mother in these mountains, and he receives taken aback to hear this. He tells him that he has broke that magical lamp of your mom into pieces and threw them far. If you will be a part of its pieces you can release your mom with its help, and tells that the heaven grasp is not a proper human. He talks about goodness and humanity, but do not comply with them. I will take revenge on him because he terminated me from that heaven school. But Chen asks why Erling is behind me. He tells that lamp will work with the body part or blood of your mother, and you raise his sister's blood. On the other side, Erling is proven on his way to meet Wan Luo. She used to be dancing at a vicinity in the front of all people due to the fact she was once a dancer. After it, he meets Wan Luo and says, "You stated that magical lamp belongs to your sister, however it actually belonged to a pupil of my school." Wan Luo says it is higher if you don't discover a few things and traps him in her magical mirror's imaginary world. Erling sees his mom in these imaginations and she was asking him to release his sister from the mountain. We study here that Erling has opened that mountain as soon as before, waking up, but Wan Luo has left. She wrote Chen's address on a paper for him, and with its assist Erling reaches there and sees Chen in a small damaged boat who was once planning to discover out the magical lamp. Erling arrives and says you mustn't stop that pupil, whilst Chen says you are worried about that student. You in no way requested about me. That scholar used to beat me every day and did not even let me consume food. That's why I reduce him off. Meanwhile, the powerful brothers who had been searching for Chen arrive and they come here to arrest Chen. Seeing them, Erling asks Chen to break out, however then he sees a map of the lighthouse sketched on a paper. He discovers that Chen will discover out that magical lamp from here, And the powerful brothers say, Erling, we asked you to remain away, otherwise it will not be suitable, but you did not refrain and come here. Erling says, I will hold doing my work, and it makes them livid, so they take out their magical weapons. They have a magical umbrella and a guitar with which they had been attacking Erling. He was trying to break out and even blows his magical whistle, and with its help, he was escaping from their attack. Meanwhile, their third brother arrives with an animal, and they seize Erling with the help of that animal. He used to be thrown in heaven's jail whilst accusing him that he has helped assassin to escape. They were doing this so Erling will now not interrupt their task, and Erling sees the man who steal the treasure, but he ignores him and lay down frivolously. Meanwhile, his servants attack that jail. After it, Erling and that man both break out whilst trapping the guards, and now they leave in their boat. The jail's guard, who used to be a dragon, was attempting to give up them, however they escaped. On every other side, Chen is shown with the historic god, and he was once with his tiger. They come closer the lighthouse due to the fact they discover that the magical lamp is there. The fourth brother of those effective brothers used to be waiting for Chen. They don't desire Chen to open the gate of mountains whilst becoming a member of the lamp pieces and release his mother. The historical god was making an attempt to fight with the fourth brother, however he was once effective and dominant on God's powers. Chen secretly tries to get that lamp, but the fourth brother takes out the shadow of his effective soul. It was no longer letting him reach that lamp. The god also takes out his magical soul, and they were attacking each other. The god alongside with his tiger get injured in this fight. Chen also takes out the magical soul out of his body, and the fourth brother gets greatly surprised to see how Chen can take out his magical soul at this age. God has ended that man, and after it, Chen takes that magical lamp. Meanwhile, many swords attack them. The magical lamp starts off evolved, shining with the assist of the thread tied to his hand, and throws the swords away that was once attacking Chen. The swords have been again shifting to Chen, and this time, God was making an attempt to stop them with all his powers. He makes Chen run from there, and the effective brothers additionally arrive there along with a man. He was once controlling those magical swords, and he was once the man who shipped them at the back of Chen. Who was he? We will be aware of this further. He makes a big magical sword while gathering all of them. Then he attacks God with that sword. Later, the brothers left, and his tiger was attempting to retailor its owner with its powers. At that time, anybody else arrives and makes both of them injured badly. Erling also arrives there, and he asks God about Chen on it. He tells Chen has left, however Erling sees weird marks on that god's body. He asks him about these marks, but earlier than he tells him anything, he dies along with his tiger, as they have been badly injured. On any other side, the man who sells the stolen treasure take Erling and his companions to a secret teleportation. Erling has to go someplace from right here, however he cannot use that teleport. The man who steals treasure takes the treasured stone from Erling given by way of Wanluo and offers them to the guard. After it, he opens that path, and with its help Erling reaches some other world. The region, the place Erling arrives through the port that used to be completely destroyed. Far in a house he sees light, and he begins shifting closer to that house. There was Wanluo, and Chen has additionally brought all portions of the magical lamp to Wanluo. She joins all the pieces, and a bizarre light comes out of it, and doing this, she calls Erling. She discovers that Erling was once listening to them secretly, and here he tells Chen the complete story. He tells that his mother has imprisoned a flying soul phoenix spirit in a mountain. However, it was once powerful, and because of it, many years ago the powers reduces from heaven, which motives fight between gods and demons. To imprison the flying spirit, your mom leaped into that mountain and asked me to shut the gate. When I shut it down with the help of my 0.33 I lost all my powers. I knew my sister has a son, and I gave him to my schoolmaster. But Chen says, if this is proper, then why you didn't meet me ever? He says the grasp forbade me to meet you until you get elder. Chen right here asks, Wanluo asks, is this true? And Erling becomes amazed to hear this. Wanluo tells, yes, I am a top friend of your sister, and takes them to a region from where the mountain was once visible to tell truth, in which there was the phoenix soul, and Chen's mom's soul have been imprisoned. Wanluo tells, your master has imprisoned that phoenix. It is not authentic that it gives powers to heaven, however the master takes the actual powers. That's why he has imprisoned that phoenix. But Erling says, no, this is no longer real, and you comprehend many years in the past heaven misplaced its powers due to the fact of it. In addition, she tells, your grasp is behind this. He is the one who does not want to launch that bird's soul because he received powers from it. Elang would not trust all this and says, I will discover all this from my sister. And he asks to take Chen with him, however Wanluo forbids Chen while pronouncing, no, you will no longer take him to your master. Wanluo simply favor that mountain to be open in which Chen's mom was once imprisoned. But when she forbids Chen to go, Erling says, I doubt you are lying. Meanwhile, Wanluo attacks him with her magical threat and forbids him to leave here. Erling discovers this and says, you are lying. I be aware of that you have ended that god and his tiger. Chen receives stunned to hear this. He asks Wanluo why you have ended each of them. Even you have ended my senior, then why I am blamed for this. She tells, many years in the past the master terminated the god from heaven, and then your mother also imprisoned in that mountain after it. He meets me and we determined that we will use you. You have been the only one who can mild up that magical lamp. She tells when I discover a student teases you, I put him in coma with my magic getting chance from it. Everyone felt he died and after it, the god met you and he informed you how you can convey that magical lamp. But when you go to deliver it, those effective brothers assault there. And the grasp additionally attack the god. He used to be struggling from ache and I ended him so that he will not endure pain. Hearing this, Erling starts attacking her and says you should not do this, and Chen takes out his magical soul with the help of the magical lamp. He cannot quit it for a long time and gets faint. Wanluo also runs from there, but when Chen awakes the thread was once lacking from his hand, and Erling says whilst displaying him the thread that your mother made it with her hairs. Moreover, he says let us go to the mountains and find out the truth. Who is pronouncing truth? Chen receives ready to go. They begin their journey with the aid of taking walks, and Chen also learnt his kung fu whilst transferring with him. They reach Chen's mother's house and there had been all toys of Chen, and seeing them he turns into sad. Erling opens a secret door with his hand and takes Chen TP the mountain with that door. There was once his mom imprisoned, and his axe was also there with which he imprisoned Phoenix years ago. He finds the Phoenix's wings coming out, and Erling starts off evolved believing Wanluo, who instructed him that Phoenix will launch itself regularly and finds any individual sitting far, and when he goes nearer she was once Wanluo. Someone has imprisoned her. Erling goes near her to release her, but Wanluo says do not come to me, this is a trap. But it was once too late. Erling was caught in a lure, and the powerful brothers also arrive who have been hidden there. They capture Chen. Here it discovers when Erling was younger that Phoenix was imprisoned in any other mountain. The Phoenix needs to come out at that time, however Erling's mother sacrificed like his sister and locked herself in the mountain. Here the man is shown about whom Wanluo instructed that suggests the grasp used to be in the back of all this. Locked in a magical circle, Erling asks him why he imprisoned him here. Anyone can turn into ashes right here soon. The grasp tells him you release the Phoenix with the magical lamp in order to release your mother many years ago. After it, there was destruction and a huge combat amongst gods and demons. That's why heaven misplaced its powers, and when your sister again imprisoned herself with Phoenix while jumping in the mountain. After it, heaven acquired its powers returned. Now I don't want your sister's son to release this Phoenix to release his mother, and heaven will lost its powers once more. However, listening to this, Wanluo says you have to discover any other way. She says you constantly imprison a woman from Erling's household with the Phoenix, even you know this Phoenix will be free someday, but the grasp does not pay attention to them and imprison them along with Chen. The effective brothers have been additionally attacking them. However, to cease their assault, Chen makes a shield with that magical lamp. Erling and Wanluo were additionally aiding him. Meanwhile, the wing of the Phoenix makes a cut in the magical circle. Now they all had been free, and seeing the strength of the Phoenix he holds its wing and opens his third eye with its power. Erling once more emerges God and says to his grasp, I will now not let you cease human beings except any reason. Erling, who has Beokmi God, now takes out his magical soul out and ends the powerful brothers, and they all take out their magical souls that make Erling injured, and he falls at a distance. He doesn't lose courage and alternatives up his magical axe with the assist of his third eye. After it, he ends the grasp and the effective brothers in a jerk. Being furious, he remembers the moment spent with his master when he was once ending him. Erling has ended these effective brothers and his master. After it, Chen and Wanluo additionally launched from the magical circle. They see the magical wings of the Phoenix, and Erling asks Chen to open the mountain gate whilst giving him magical lamp. As I be aware of this, Phoenix will be released one day. Then he opens the mountain with his power with it. They fall down, and Chen was once discovering his mom, and soon he sees his mother. He needs to hug his mom, but this would not manifest as it was just his mother's soul. And Chen's mother becomes unhappy to see her brother and son after years and asks her brother to take care of her son while leaving. She leaves after announcing this, and Chen was weeping a lot while seeing the soul of his mom leaving. Erling says to Chen that your mother's soul obtained peace and she has left. This story ends here. The criminal monkey is shown in the quit telling this story of Erling to a boy while sitting like I told you. Here this movie concludes.